Hey, afternoon everybody. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Oh, what a night. So, interesting radio today, look. All the way from Canada. So it's gone from the UK to Canada, back to the UK, look. And they charged me customs duty on it. Nice, isn't it? Anyway, that's a few in. I said hello to a few of you earlier, but Martin's appeared on the top now, and he used to have one of these. And he has sent me some pictures actually, which I've tried to get them on here, but you never know. We might be able to have a look at them in a minute. So good morning to you, Martin, and hope you all put your clocks forward this morning. Yeah. Yeah, so Martin very kindly sent me an email with some pictures in, so we'll have a look at his version in a minute, which is very, very similar. John Turner, hi John. Hope my back gets better. Yeah. Yes, I've had a bit of an incident with my back. I don't know what's gone on, but literally I could barely get out of bed on Friday morning, and ended up phoning the NHS direct because I was in that much pain. But touch wood, thankfully, over the last couple of days, it's just starting to ease off. So I've got to take it a little bit easy today. I'm not particularly comfortable because my chair I normally use for live streaming is downstairs, my comfy one. And I'm on a cheap thing that I got free with some bookcase thing I bought. So bear with me, people. Afternoon, Chris. Milky, how are you, mate? Mac Vision, hi Mac Vision. Timothy, hi Timothy. I think you were in earlier, Timothy, weren't you? Neil's Old Radios, hi Neil. You forgot about this. Actually, your dad used to have one in the car back in the 70s. Well, I've sort of dated it, sort of around 70, 71. So, interesting that, Neil. You'll have to let us know what car your dad had and what memories of it you've got, really, because I've never ever seen one before. Thanks, Chris. So, radio's knobs that's missing. Yeah, there's one knob missing off the front of it, which we'll have a look at in a minute. Afternoon, Theo. Michael Hyde. Hi, Michael. Daniel, how are you? And Rob's radio channel. Where am I? Thank you very much, Rob. I've got the camera zoomed in a bit today because my chair's lower and further away. Thanks for the super chat, Rob. And the man caves in. How you doing, Sean? Good to see you in here, mate. Aston, how you doing, Aston? Ah, that's not my back, that's a chair creaking. Oh, I feel something on my back though. Good day for repairs, yeah. That's just catching up. Barry's in. Hi Barry, hi Aaron. An overcast Penzance. It was nice here earlier. Is that a radio on the thumb now? It certainly is, Sean. It's a very unusual thing, isn't it? Robert Head, how are you, Robert? Bit grim around Cambridgeshire. Yes. It was nice this morning, but it's clouded over now. Rob Titherich, hi Rob. Thomas Kitts, how are you doing, mate? Are all you guys in England getting the awesome Aurora light shows? I haven't seen it myself, Thomas, but I've seen the photos on the news. And it does look quite impressive, actually. I'm supposed to be able to see it from North Devon as well. I think I said hello to Michael Hyde, did I, Michael? If not, hello again. Thanks, Rob. Rob Tithridge. Derek, how you doing, Derek? Mike Cass, hi, Mike. Retro Tech, hi, Christoph. I remember to see. Anthony, how are you, Anthony? Thomas Howe, hi, Thomas. Matamblay's in. I'm trying to keep up here. Trying to keep up. Benji's in. Hi, Benji. Rich. Hi, Rich, eh? Rusty's in. Hi, Russ. Multi. Mark J. Back's not doing great, Daniel, but I actually managed to get my own socks on today, look. I couldn't put my socks on yesterday. Was that bad? Poor Mrs. Cruncher had to take the day off work. I was trying to limit trying to restart my computer now to do some updates. Yeah, poor old Mrs. Cruncher had to take a day off on Friday. It was that bad. Yeah, yesterday was the first sort of day I got up and about, really. Hi, old blokey, Steve. How are you? Colin's in. Hi, Colin. Simon's World. Hi, Simon. Harvey's in. Canadian radio. What language? Well, it's come from Canada, Harvey, but originally it came from England, so it's done the about turn. Too many fingers, yeah. Can you still get these variable resistors which show the resistor values on the plate? Can you get the variable resistors which show the resistor values on the plate? You mean like a potentiometer that's got the value stamped on it, Aaron? I'm not 100% sure what you mean there. Plus a beer would take the edge off the pain. I'll tell you what, it needs to be stronger than beer, Sean. You'd have been 1 in 1971. Well, what was I in 71? Oh, 64. 64. I would have been 7, wouldn't I? Yeah, I think 7 years old. Danish, how you doing, mate? Thanks, Rob. You have a pain in your left heel. You've been bit by that fox, Benji, have you? Thanks, Harvey. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, glad you're okay, Anthony. Hope you're back home and well. Hi, David Tagg. How are you? So we'd better see if there is any medicinal stuff in the wings. Oh, look who it is! Oh, Penguin's got something for us. Oh, God, this chair's rubbish. Penguin! He's got some Abbott. Purely medicinal, obviously. So I haven't taken any painkiller so I can have an Abbott. How's that? How's that for dedication? Let it go. Let it go. You. If anybody's wondering what the hell Penguin's doing here, Mr. Penguin, you need to have a look at the Christmas streams. Mr. Penguin is the guardian of the Christmas beer advent calendar. And he decided he was going to stay on this year and not go back up in his box in the loft. Much to Mrs. Cruncher's dismay. So he stayed with us so far anyway. He's going for now because I ain't got room for you on the bench, Penguin, sorry. So that's why we have a giant penguin on the bench every time. And you can see this little diddy little radio in the background. Like, it's tiny, isn't it? Look at my hand on it. It's tiny. It's very clever. I'm not sure how to hook it up or anything yet. I only decided to do a stream today about 10 o'clock. Up until then, there wasn't going to be one, but I thought I'm going to make the effort. The show must go on and all that. You know how it is. So we got a pint of Abbott going in. This is good stuff. Mrs. Cruncher bought me for this a week or so ago. So yeah, it's a pretty poor show when you can't even put your own socks on, isn't it? Ask, you know things are going bad when that happens. Friend had a radio like that fit into his Hillman Eep. It was marked Blaupont. Yeah, I think maybe these were badged for different people, Rob. But luckily, thanks to Ken over in Canada, he's JP. Is it JP8 Jetta? I think he does come in from time to time. I've seen him in the streams before, but he had this knocking about, and he thought of me, and thought, well, Graham might be able to make use of that, so he sent it on. So let's. Oh, it's just difficult me getting up here. I've got my overhead cameras decided not to work today as well for some reason. Ooh. There we go. There we go. So hopefully you can see it a little bit better. It's a very unusual looking thing. It was designed to sit up on top of the dash of your car. Assume that, yeah, we've got a medium wave, long wave switch on the back. Unfortunately, as I say, we have lost a knob. And these are I don't know, it's almost like a clock. I assume that they're both the same. It's like a clock adjustment knob. So if anybody's got one of these little tiny knobs about, and it's the same size as, like, what have we got here? We've got a Roberts. In fact, that would fit on there, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's a bit big, mind you, but I think the back piece comes off. Does it come off? I don't know. I don't want to mess with it too much. Yeah, it looks like it's one of them little skinny shafts. There's an 1/8 inch shaft. So this is a knob off of a Roberts R606. I've just happened to sat down beside me. That does fit, look. Looks like that's on off volume. But I did notice that this comes off. So I don't know if that would sit right back on there. It's not the right shape really, but no, it would stick out too far. Yeah, sadly we've got the knob missing. So that looks like that's the tuning, and this must be on off volume. I can stick that one on there for now just to make it easier for me to turn it. Say this only just arrived a couple of days ago, so I've not tried it or anything. But we got a knob I can use for it. That anyway. Santosh, how are you, mate? Welcome from India. Rolf, how are you, Rolf? Just catching up. Whoa, this chat's going mental today. Said hello to Santosh. Error 52. Why have you deleted Santosh, Sean? I missed that. Error 52, is that actually a radio or just a control head for a large? No, it is a radio, Error 52. It is a radio. As I say, it's not very big, is it? It's tiny, but inside there is a radio apparently. It feels like metal as well. I think that surround maybe plastic, but the actual case here is metal. And we've got like a metal plate here. I assume this was just on a sticky pad or something that sat on the dash. Yeah. Interesting little bit of kit, that. I always thought it's like a clock to start with, but it's not. I mean, unfortunately, we've also got a crack in it. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, there's a couple cracks by the looks of it. One goes across that way and one downwards. So it's been in the wars a little bit, unfortunately. Yeah, it will be a bit shorter today, Harvey. That's the plan. I'm sort of thinking this might not be that difficult to get going, but who knows? Does Abbott's trump a bishop's finger? Is the Abbot higher standing than the bishop? I think the bishop is higher, isn't he, than the Abbot? Gerald, how you doing, mate? Used to work in a garage where we sold those dash top radios, but not that we seem to sell many of them. Trying to fit in with a lot of other dash instruments, yeah. No, I don't, Rob. No cushion here. You could make me a new one, Rolf. You could. You have the capability. I take it there's a box at the end. No, there isn't, Harvey. No, there isn't. Actually, we'll get the schematic up. It's not a clock, though. It is a radio, Christoph. Oh, you mean a decade box, Aaron? You mean what they call a decade box, mate? Yes, you would be able to buy a decade box still. If you Google decade box, that's what you're after. Les, afternoon to you, mate. Apparently it can be either positive or negative. We'll show you in a minute, Matamble. Afternoon, Gavin, how are you? It looks like a droid from the classic sci-fi movie Silent Running. It is an unusual shape, isn't it? I mean, if I turn it on its sideways, and you set about the cables, look, so we've got the aerial cable, and we've got this sort of combination cable, which does basically the power and the speakers. But I haven't got the speaker with it, unfortunately. Now, our lovely customs people charged me 28 quid for this. Ken very kindly sent it as a gift, and then our customs charged me 28 quid, which is really nice of them, wasn't it? So, yeah. Gotta love them, haven't you? Dwayne, afternoon, Dwayne. I'm going to say clock dial, no worries, Christoph. It does look like a clock dial, doesn't it? I mean, I've got a Bush Nightingale up here that Sean gave me years ago. And that one's similar sort of era, isn't it, really, I suppose? Still going, but it needs new batteries, Sean. It needs a new battery. So that's the radio, but this it actually came in its original box. It hasn't got the speaker, unfortunately, but I have got the owner's guide, which is very interesting. I can't, unfortunately, my overhead camera's not working today for I don't know what reason. But look, if you look at the address on it, it's London. World Radio Limited, 950 North Circular Road in London, NW12. So that's where you would send your guarantee off to. It also wanted to know what car you fitted it to, the year, the model, and what type of area was fitted. Interesting. There's a lot of bits and pieces here. Guarantee registration card. Some info on how it all connects up. So tuning control on the right, waveband switch on the top, on, off, and volume on the left. So it can do positive or negative ground. Now, there was a little label in it saying it's been wired negative ground, which is what we would use over here mainly, but some cars were positive ground. And importantly, when we get over here, where is it? It has got the wiring info on it, which is very useful because that's not in the service info that I found. So it looks like it came with a suppressor as well, but we've got this plug here, which is this one. And the markings on the plug are exactly the same. You can't really see that because of the light, but yeah, you can see some markings on the plug there. So we've got our speaker there. It says HP. I'm not sure why it says HP, but that's the speaker. Battery positive and ground. Then we've got a bare wire, which is going to be negative, red, white, and blue going up to the main unit. So we've got the negative wire is disconnected at the moment, so that going to need soldering back on. So we're going to have to open this up and solder. We lost one of the clips there, by the looks of it, it's broken off. But apart from that, it's should be perfectly serviceable. Aerial wise, that's going to be fun. I'm going to need to try and connect up to my long wire for that, but I'm sure we can get there somewhere. It's not a clock radio, no, it's an actual radio. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Brett Ski, how you doing, Brett? Yeah, nice of Customs, wasn't it? But then again, as I say, unfortunately, Ken did mark it as $100, I think. So I got charged VAT on it, even though it's come from the UK originally. That. Yeah, Santosh does come in most weeks, sure. Says hello from India. He used to. I don't know if he will anymore. No, it's 1971, 72. It's really early. Well, 70, 71, I think. I can't really see any printing date on the owner's guide here. It's got a reference number PM1172. So whether that was the printing date 1972, I'm not sure. But where have I put it? I put it somewhere handy. Oh, there we are. I know a lot of you have got these. The World Radio... No, sorry, not World Radio. Radio and Television Servicing Books. Let's zoom out a bit. Oh, hang on, I'm going to have to get up again. I can't reach it from this chair. Oh, God. Right. GTGF afternoon, how are you? Triumph 1300. Morris Marina. Positive grain was common on cars up until the end of the 60s. It was supposed to reduce corrosion. Right, okay. Interesting. So this is the Radio and Television Servicing Guide for 1971 to 1972. And in here, right at the back, in the W section, is World Radio Courier Mini-Mate. And we've got a schematic, a layout, and some alignment instructions. So I've got info on it, which is absolutely brilliant. So if you've got one of these, 1971-72, dig it out and you can follow along even, follow through. I might do that. So yeah, it's got the full schematic. Now I have actually downloaded it and put it into this stream. So I should be able to stick that up on your screen now. There you go. So that's a schematic for it, for those that want to follow along. So if you want to do a screen capture now, now's the time to do it. Now is the time to do it. So one thing I am pleased with is I can't see any AF117s in it. But there are some strange Strange numbers. Some very strange transistors in the IF stage. MTJA 0117. What on earth is that? Anyway, that's the schematic. I have got it on my desktop as well, so I can zoom in. It is very strange. I Jess. Thought you were correct to ensure nobody thinks you're that old. No worries, Gerard. Looks like a pocket transistor radio modified to work on 12 volts. I think you're right, Error. It is that sort of thing. So if we go to my screen a minute, I can zoom in here. I think I'm on my screen. Just see if that's zoomed in. Just checking to see I'm on the right screen here. Apologies. Yeah, okay, yeah, we are, okay. So I can zoom in a bit closer on this. But yeah, how strange is that as a transistor symbol? So I've got to assume that this is the base coming in here. That's the collector and that's the emitter. So this is our car aerial coming in, and we've got switch in here for long wave and medium wave. I'm going to switch in here, so switching in oscillators, circuit. It's switching in different capacitors to trim the aerial. Now that's going to be interesting because we haven't got a matched aerial, although I've got my ATU, so we should better get something there. But yeah, I mean that's a 2N3393, I would assume. I don't recollect having anything like that. VT2. And someone did say what VT stood for. It's not valve transistor, is it? But yeah, that's an MTJA 0117. I don't even think that's a 0, is it? It looks like MTJA 0117. Transistors viewed on the top side. BT1 to 4. Oh, BT1 and 4. 2 and 3, 5 and 6. I mean, you know, this is our detector diode over here by the looks of it. VR1 must be our volume pot coming into the amplifier section. Then we've got 2N3390 or a BC208B. So we're in familiar territory there. AC181 and 180. Again, I don't recollect seeing them very often. It looks like we've got a thermistor here as well. That. So we've got a thermistor in it. Lots of lovely capacitors, which I'm sure will be absolutely shot by now. And it looks like we've got a lamp in there as well somewhere. I don't recollect seeing a lamp, but it looks like we've got a lamp in there somewhere. And now we get into the wiring side of it. So blue and clear are the loudspeaker. Then red that must be ground. Yeah. So there we are, that's the schematic for you. We've got another VR there. What's that for then? That must be for the idle current, is it? I say I did scan all the other info on it, but it doesn't appear to come through onto my iCloud document. So it does tell us up here a bit of info on what's what as well. TC 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in one unit. Let's hope that's not an external unit. I don't think it is. Anyway, that's a quick look at the schematic. Everyone wants 7 in disguise. Let's just catch up with the chat. I can reclaim the duty VAT if it's a re-import. You're close. You're close, Ralph. I won't ask what to. Oh dear. Need a better look. What, the radio, Brett? Or do you need a better look at the Cortina? So there it is, nice and close up for you. So you can see we've got some cracks in the dial, unfortunately. So I've just stuck that knob on there now for the minute. That's not the original. That's what it should look like there. I have got some smaller knobs somewhere, but I don't think I'm going to have one that matches that. It is of that era, isn't it? It's definitely sort of 70s, what, sort of Ford Anglia, Mark 1 Escort. That's that sort of era, isn't it? Mark 1 Capri. Does look a little bit like the clock in the center console of the Capri. Yeah, I know, Multi, but there you go. Let me just catch up. Hello to Jess. 6 transistors, yeah. Very strange, aren't they? VT, transistor field effect transistor? No, they're not FETs, are they? Oh, the car in the manual, Brett. Is that what you're saying? Oh, the dash. There you go. It's not a Hillman, is it? Hillman Avenger? It's got a nice parcel shelf, though, that. If that's what you mean. That picture, Brett. Or was there another picture I missed? Oh, this one. That was the other picture. Anybody got any ideas where that's come from? It's got a center. Has it got a center console? Not really. How about it, Brett? Come on, you can tell us what it is. Anybody got any ideas what that car is? I don't know. It's definitely a 70s car, isn't it? Hillman Imp. I think it's too big for an Imp, Sean. It looks a bit bigger than that. Like Regal. Oh, ow. Whew. It is a bit dusty. It needs a good clean. Dave Rhodes, afternoon, Dave. Your granddad used to have a set of those books. See, they are very useful, mate. The droids in Silent Running were named Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I don't know whether it's been bashed in the post or not, Rob. I don't know. Rover P6, you think, Brett? Could be. So we've got to try and somehow connect this thing up now. Oh, creak, 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 creak. Bit like a Jaguar XJ rear window. Yeah, it's got quite plush rear seats, doesn't it? It looks like quite a deep cut trim on the rear. Parcel shelf. Could be a Jag, I suppose, but it doesn't look like a Jag steering wheel, does it? Yeah, that doesn't really shout Jaguar to you, really. That's a basic car, isn't it, I think? It's only got the two, and there's not like loads of little tiny gauges everywhere. But I don't know what car that would be. Right, let's have a look at, let's get that book down out of the way. Let's have a look at this plug then. This is, if I can get it in shot, because I've got no overhead camera today for some reason. This is where it's all happening. So can we prise this one up? Have a look, see what's in here. It doesn't just look like connectors. Okay, whoa, what is that? Obviously that's a fuse, but what is this? Some sort of choke, is it? That way around. So that's the speaker wires. It's a positive and that's a negative. What is that red thing? Red Mercury! Dude, you see some idiots have been messaging me, have you got Red Mercury in that radio? Wasn't the Robin three-wheeler? Yes, it was. The Reliant Robin. Yeah, Jag would have had a radio already fitted, yeah. Now, did it have that on the schematic, I wonder? Yeah, I think is that inductor, do you think? Because if we look here, we've got L6 and the fuse 2 amp. Where's my eyes? Is that 2 amp? According to this, it's made by Little Fuse in the USA. SFE 9 amp. Christ, it's got a 9 amp fuse in it. Yeah, it looks like that's an inductor. Oh, got self-injecting fuse here. I don't even think that's the right size holder, size fuse for that holder. Yeah, that fuse is way too big. Oh, a 9 amp fuse in that, surely, but that is an inductor. So let's get back to the main screen. The red mercury, Thomas, yeah. So that is some sort of inductor, isn't it? Let's see what it is then. Where's my LCR meter? Nowhere to be seen. Oh well. LCR meter's disappeared. So it should be a straightforward focus. I'm just going to measure that. Should have continuity there anyway. Yeah, 1 ohm. It's quite a big coil on it, so yeah, that's probably about right. I don't think that's the right size fuse though, because if I try and pop this fuse back in, look, so it must have been squashed in there and the lid put on quick. If I put the fuse in, he jumps back out again, look. He won't stay in. How did it stay in before? So that's too big a fuse. Crazy. So someone in the US of A has popped that one in. What did I say? It was 2 amp, didn't I? Let's get a 2 amp fuse. Oh, God dear. That's a long way down. Can you do that click as I get up? Oh. F2A. Gotta be, don't think I've got a 2 amp in that size. And the 2 amps are too big, I think, aren't they? Yeah, too big. Let's put a 3.5 in it then. Time delay. Yeah, that's the size fuse that should be in there. I haven't got any smaller ones. Or milliamps then. 1 amp. The other 2 amp ones I've got are the larger size. So that's a time delay, which it wants to be a quick blow fuse really for there, but at least it's a connection, isn't it? So we need to connect up a speaker to this somehow. I've got an 8 ohm speaker, but I probably was a 4 ohm, wasn't it? So I can connect that up to it with a couple croc leads, clip leads. Valdir, how are you, mate? Yeah, 9 amps is wrong. Thanks very much, Valdir. You didn't do it. So looking at this then, let's have a look. Let's connect some stuff up then. So this is our speaker here. These 2 terminals, so that one and that one are our speaker. So we can connect them up. I don't suppose it matters which way round they are. But it's only going to be a single speaker. This is not a stereo. So that's just connected up to my test speaker at the top there. This wire's got to go back on because we've got no ground else. Let's just reconnect that. Put a 13 amp house fuse in. We're going to have a current limited power supply, Sean, so don't worry. I've got it covered. I've got it covered. If I can find the leads, that is. Seem to have got all sorts tangled up here. So let's go with 12 volts, although a car's going to be 13.8 really, isn't it? But 12 volts is current limit it down for a minute. That's our 12 volt supply. We need to solder that one back on, so let's do that. Bit of flux because it's a bit tarnished. That's our ground connected on again. So we need to connect. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this then, Graham? Let's get that one over a bit. We don't want that one touching the live. I'll tell you what I need. I need my other test leads, don't I? Other clip lead that I made up. This one. I knew it would have a use. So I've got banana plugs on one end and I've got these like little hooky clips on the other end. Quite useful for getting into places where the normal ones won't go. So let's connect these up so we're off at the moment. So that one's the ground. And that one's depositive. Let's connect that one up a bit better. There we are. That's a pretty decent connection. So it's not going to work without an aerial. So any of you that are into cars and CBs and that, I know this is a Motorola connector. So we need an adapter to get onto an aerial. So let's find my box of adapters. Somewhere here, somewhere in my box of adaptery bits, I've got a Motorola connector to a PL. There we are, PL259. So I should then be able to go from that straight into my little ATU. I say straight in if I can find a patch lead for it. Because that's got SO239 on the back, so let's just disconnect that wire because that'll interfere with it. And we need a patch lead. Where's all my patch leads when I need them? All connected up to stuff, I suspect. There's one there. Let's pinch that one out. Right, so we go in to the back of the ATU, which has got my long wire connected to it. From that, I'm going to go into that. And will this fit into there? Yes, it will. Look at that. So we're all hooked up. Will it work? Or will she go bang? What's the bets then? Place your bets. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Let's just make sure we're on the right range. Just put it through for a minute. What do you think then, people? Will it work or won't it? Hi, Luigi. Vivas. I used to have a Viva. In fact, I had 2 Vivas. Does it do Bluetooth? It could be made to do Bluetooth for sure. You're going for Vauxhall. We had linear speedos. Could be a Viva HA, couldn't it? They were. We still had Viva HA vans in the 80s. Hi Mick, looks like an Austin 1100. Opal. Aaron, you've been deleted because you got your caps lock on, mate. Multiple caps. Set the current limit to 13 amps. Brett says no. Mike says yes. Thomas thinks it's going to work. Theo says it's not going to. Derek reckons it will. I think the majority think it will work. We need the band switch cleaned. It's going to need everything cleaned, I expect. Let's do it then. What are we on? Let's go medium wave. Okay, well, it's drawing too much current, I can tell you that. There's a lot of noise on it. It's drawing 80 milliamps, which is too much. I wonder if it wants a 4 ohm speaker. Now, what did I do with those speakers from the Grundig last week? Because they were 4 ohm, weren't they? Let's just see, because one of these was knackered and one was okay. So this is the one that's okay. So let's just connect a 4 ohm speaker up to it. I mean, what would the normal car speaker be? Would it be 4 ohm or would it be 8 ohm? Because I'm pretty sure that CB speaker that I got as a test up there is an 8 ohm. This is definitely 4 ohms, so let's see if that sounds any different. Well, it's just died.
important because without future it makes no sense. If we just lost everything what we have, if we lost all our sport, it makes no sense for us to fight on the front line because we lost our country.
So we got problems with the it's got distortion.
And now we're able to carry it online. We have some people on the ground, but we can do it online. We can make some meetings in Europe, in the USA, when we are on competitions, and we can bring more and support in your foundation. And it works for me like that. Of course, at some point,
it's very quiet
when you see shot
and distorted. So we've got some issues with capacitors in there, haven't we? So it's time to pull it apart. Have a look, which is going to be interesting in itself. If I can get the thing disconnected from my clip leads. I knew these clip leads were coming useful. Get off. Get off. Thank you. 4 ohm, we think. Yeah, I thought most of them were 4. You can hear 1977, Brett. C17 is Duff. So it did work. Not great, but it did work. So let's pop that down on the floor. Let's get some of this other stuff off the bench. So it's a very interesting old radio, isn't it? It looks like there's some sort of switch or something in the back there. Maybe that's positive or negative ground in the back there, I don't know. So say in the book here it does tell us how to pull it apart. For some reason that hasn't come across, but you know. Four ohm, yeah. Might draw more current because of the bulb inside. Oh, good call, Anthony. Yeah, you could well be right. See, it's all metal there. I can see one screw there. Another screw up in underneath there. Another screw there, but I really don't know what that one's supposed to do. Let's have a look and see how it comes apart then. It's a quirky little thing, isn't it? I actually like it. So thanks very much, Ken, if you're watching, for sending this in. You would have been 10 when it was made. The dash looks like an Austin Agro. When did the Allegro come out, though, Russ? You don't want to get involved? What's that? Three women fighting. Oh my God. Right, to remove the receiver from the vehicle, remove the 2 screws which secure the receiver to the fixing base. Okay, yeah. Pull off both knobs, pull out the volume control spindle, pull out the volume control spindle and spindle bush. Place a small screwdriver in the volume spindle hole and remove the scale and back plate. What? pull out the volume spindle. I'm going to have to print this out because it's a pain in the neck working from a book like that. Bear with me. Oh, I'll tell you what, I am supposed to keep moving to help exercise my hip a bit, but it's my hip that's knackered, by the way. The hip is where the pain is. I've had back pain before, but you can't beat hip pain. Hip pain is the worst. Right, I don't know why that didn't print for some reason, but let's see if I can print it out now. File, print. I can't even find my mouse now. Copy. Enter. That's that one. There's literally only... No, it's not that one. Courier, where's the schematic gone then? The schematic's in here. And right, I'm just printing these out. Oh, you... It'll do. I'll print that in landscape. Landscape, scale to fit, that's better, now we're talking. Right, I feel whole again now. Right, we have a printout, so we keep referring to the book. David, how are you doing, mate? Don't I have a brother, HL? God, not a clue what that means, David. But unfortunately, I've got two separate computer systems here. I've got an Apple Mac over there, an iMac, and this is a PC, and they don't talk to each other. I thought I downloaded it into the cloud. I downloaded the schematic into the cloud, but I didn't download the rest of the pages. So I had the schematic, but not the disassembly instructions and the alignment instructions. But now I have them. Well. So it says, pull off both knobs. Pull off both knobs. It says pull out the volume spindle. What? I know that one comes out. This one must come out as well, but how do you pull the volume spindle out? That must pop out, but how? think the other one popped out so easy because it's the thing is cracked. That ain't coming out. Do we dare risk pulling this? Oh, Christ. Well, that came out. I don't think that's quite exactly what they meant, but that did the job. We're in. That can't be right, surely. There's no screw. I mean, unless it means these screws here, but interesting. Well, we're in. God knows how. It says pull off both knobs. Pull out the volume control spindle and the spindle bush. Place a small screwdriver in the volume spindle hole and remove the scale and back plate. There's no way with that volume thing out that you could put a screwdriver in there and remove anything. Yeah, there's absolutely no way. So God knows what they're talking about there. So that, well, tuning looks like it just runs. This just runs around that by the looks of it. So remove 2 screws and spacers and pull off the eustachian. I can't pronounce that. Should work using 7 1.5 volt batteries. If that's 12 volts, I'm sure it would. So we've got a couple of screws in here. This must be the eustachian, I would assume, if that's how you pronounce it. And the spacers. Okay, we've got that. That's that. Remove the small screw at the rear of the receiver and push both mains leads into the receiver case. This has got to be that one there. Okay. Well, it doesn't appear to be a screw, unless someone's stuck something in the head of it. Don't know what that is. There's a screw there though. That's more likely. She's coming. She's coming. That's the aerial trimmer. There she blows. What a strange looking thing that is. There's our little neon, look. So it's a friction controlled tuning. Wow. I mean, the business side of it, the amplifier end is here. This is where all the caps are. And it'll be one of these or more that are knackered. In fact, this one, ow. Oh. This one looks wet. I can only see 3 caps there, and they're all axials and they're all Phillips, so you wouldn't have thought that they would be too bad, but yeah, it does look like that's a little trimmer, but someone's filled that in so you can't trim it. Pardon me. Yeah, someone's actually filled the head of the screw so you can't get a screwdriver in it. Okay, so I can't see any caps. I mean, all this is all sealed. These boards are sandwiched together. That's going to be fun, because we're going to have to separate these 2 boards. We've got 2 boards that one piggybacked on top of the other. That's bizarre. Never seen anything like that before. So how many connections have we got to split this board? I mean, I could just split these 2 off there, but then we've got an aerial connection there. Now that would be okay. I think the easiest way is to split these 2, and then I can hinge it down. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. C17 is a duffer, you reckon? We've definitely got audio issues for sure anyway. If we look at the underside of the board, this is the drawing for it there. The C17 is the one by the aerial lead by the looks of it. So C17 is going to be that one there. So it's 150 microfarads. Maybe I wonder if there's tantalums in there as well, but Right, let's split it. Oh. Yeah, not going to be a long stream today, people. My back's giving me a bit of stick now. The chair's just too low and I can't swivel myself around in it properly. I really just didn't want Mrs. Cruncher having to bring that other chair back upstairs because it weighs a ton. Look after our Mrs. Cruncher. We need to take some serious pictures here a minute before this all falls apart. Right, Rob. Taking a mogul. A mogul. A module, I take it you mean, Rob, not a mogul. Yeah, they look to be still on there. Anyway, let's get to grips with these capacitors. I can't believe there's only 3 electrolytics on the thing. Surely not. Let's have a quick look at that schematic again a minute. So look at that schematic again. Is there only 3 electrolytics on that? I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? Okay, now it looks like it's showing 0.1 microfarad as an electrolytic. That's probably tantalums then, I would assume. C7. Let me get you in on this bigger picture here, because if we look at the IF section here, we've got C7, which is a 10 microfarad. We've got C9, which is showing it as an electrolytic, look, because this is a non-electrolytic. 0.1 microfarad. I reckon that's a tantalum. We've got another 0.1 there, C11. Then the rest are down here, 4 microfarad, 20 microfarad. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrolytics in here somewhere. 8 if you include the tantalums, and I can only see 3. We're going to have to go hunting, aren't we? We're going to have to go hunting. Okay. Let's get desoldering. Now it's very kind of them to actually put the polarity of the capacitors in there. So C14, C17, C18. So we should be able to hunt down the other capacitors. Using the board layouts here, hopefully. You count 7 electrolytics, Aaron. Yeah, could well be. Hi Lee, how are you? What's going on there? It does still work. You're all right, Harvey. Untrimmable trimmer. Yeah, we all reckon C17's knackered. It's a bit of a lump with all this stuff attached to it still, but I really don't want to be messing about with that. See if we can get sucking. Right, let's see what C17 measures in. So 150 microfarads. Should we take some bets? Should we have a guess? It's supposed to be 150 microfarads. What can I see? I've got to struggle to get a lot in there because of the depth. I've got enough room, I think, to lie that one down. So I've either got 100 or 220 really. What voltage is that one? 10 volts. 220, 16 volts. Open, Thomas reckons. Could well be. Secret engineer. How you doing, Rich? Leaky as in veg. So it's a no-hoper, we're saying. So I should be able to lay that one down on its side. I'm going to stick a 220 in there. Could stick 100 in, I suppose, but bigger rather than smaller probably would be better. Unless anyone disagrees with that. In fact, that one might even fit in there. It might fit in there. Right, so as I say, there's a 150 that we're going to test, so... Come on, Graham. This is blimmin' awkward because of all this stuff attached to it. Are we done? Here we go then. 239. So we're probably not far off with our 220 really, are we? I don't think that's a culprit then. It's fairly high ESR, but no, I don't think that's probably not the one that's causing us the issues. I mean, I haven't got, have I got a 150 in a... I got a 150 in a normal cap. It's a bit of a weird size 150. Oh, we have got a 150. Oh, hang on then. Let's chuck a 150 back in. I have got a 150, look. I ain't got many of them, mind you. I've only got 3. So let's forget that one then. This one is going to lie on his side because he's a bit lumpier. So it's going to have to sort of go. So who was closest to that then at 239? Who's the winner? Jataka. Remember polarity? Yeah, I do remember the polarity. I don't usually, do I? But, you know, in this case, I think I remembered it. So I want to lie that one down really. So if I bend this back on around itself like that. Bend that down. So this is how to make an axial cap out of a radial. That one, and then we want that one to bend down about there. It's probably got to go across. Okay, so positive is at the bottom and negative is at the top. Stay there. So, although that one had gone high, I don't think that was a culprit. It might not have helped, but so there we are. That's our 150 in. So it wasn't that one. So what's this one over this side then? This is C18. Timothy was the winner. Rob's back. Anyone know what those green non-axial caps are? Green non-axials. That's tantalums, that'll be, you mean those? They will be polarized though. That is tantalums, isn't it? That's why I can't see them. So let's have a quick look what so C18. C18 is across positive and negative by the looks of it. So it's this C18 which we're just going to look at now. So there's our lamp. So it's in parallel with a lamp, but it is across the positive and negative, isn't it? Yeah. So that one being dodgy would certainly cause more current consumption, but I don't recollect there being a light in it anywhere. Did anyone see a light? Well, I can see the light, but did anybody see the light lit then, is what I'm trying to say. Lit the light. Have you lit the light, boy? Right, 220 microfarad. Afternoon, Derek, how are you? Back some. Get in there, Derek. It got a lot worse. Hopefully it's going the other way now. I hope. Don't take much more of that. That's the other one. And where's the other one go to? Of course, this is a bit tight. Goes in there. No, I don't recall it being lit. So again, this looks the same polarization as the other one. Positive down the bottom. Bridges over the top of this 4 microfarad. So this apparently is a 220. It's got some insulation tape all over the top of it, just so we can't read it. Ugh. It's unlikely that the tantalums have failed, to be fair, so we wouldn't need to change those, I wouldn't have thought. .007. Yeah, 220. At 16 volts, so they're very close to the voltage. So what do we reckon this one is then? This could be the issue, this one. 220 then at 16 volts. Place your bets. It is very sticky. It is very sticky. Oh dear. Gonna muck off my fingers. You're going leaky with all of them. To an ESR 7. Wow. Jatuka. Gone. Shot. We got a gone, shot, leaky. Have we got anything in the way of 220 axials without going mad? Oh yeah, we've got something there we can use. Stick one of they in. What voltage is that? It's only 16 volts still. That's what come out of it, mind you, won't it? So let's stick another 16 volter in. And what's that other one, the last one while we're in it? Because I don't think I'll get an so 4 microfarad. The 4.7 is that? Yeah, we've got 4.7. That's a bit big actually. That's a bit big, that one. Stick a smaller one. Has it got another one there? We built a bioethanol heater. How, Aaron? Kaput! Let's do it then. Let's push a button. Let's put us out of our misery. Ooh. That one is a kaput, really. It's not mental, but it's 300. It's not going to focus, is it? 343 and 1.3 ohms. 343, that's pretty high. Being it's a 220. So let me just mark this border. I'm going to take the other one out as well because that one's in the way, really. This one's got to go over the top of that one. It's a very strange setup, isn't it? So that's positive there. And that's positive over there. Negative, negative. You have the faith. The good life. Remember that, Rich, the good life. Rob got it, did he? Was it Rob? Oh dear. I'm gonna have to go get a cushion, I think. I'm gonna have to get a cushion if we're gonna continue, because God, my ass has gone sleep. I really didn't want Mrs. Cruncher having to lift that that flipping great chair back up the stairs. We know how heavy those office chairs are. There's no point both of us doing our backs in, is there, really? So I'm going in with a pillow for my poor little body. Oh, hell. Fall onto the chair, Graham. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better already. Better already, that is. I'm a bit higher up now, look, see? I've gone off the top of the screen. Blame the donkey. Yeah. The donkey. Right, let's get this last one out. So we're going to have to put the 4.7 in first because we're not going to get the other one over the top house. Very strange to have one going straight over the top of another one, isn't it? But I suppose they've had to shoehorn it into a small space. Solder that in. You have a special cushion. Is it a whoopee cushion? I need hydrocodone. What on earth is that, Thomas? Sounds good. I'll have some of that. Thanks very much, Thomas. Yeah, I know. I know, but you know, the show must go on. Where's that man cave gone anyway? He's gone quiet, hasn't he? Where is he? Where is that man cave? Has anybody seen him? Has he fell off his chair? Has that man cave fell off his chair? Or is he lurking? Okay, so we've got this 4 microfarads then, so this could be the one. Now this one is C14. So let's have a look where C14 is a minute then. So C14 is up here. Now where is that then? So that's coming off of the volume control. So certainly, if that one was dodgy, that would certainly make the volume quieter. So it's coming off the volume control through R11 and C14 straight into the first, well, to the only driver transistor. We've only got one driver. So yeah, if C14 has gone, that would certainly give us some issues, wouldn't it? And C17. C17 and C14 are probably the two most likely ones. Where's this C4 then? 20 microfarads. Have I done that one? I haven't done that one, have I? I'm going to have to look out for that one. I need to go get this schematic up and look through the board layout in a minute. Let's find out where it is. Right. So this one is 4 microfarads. What's your bets then? Place your bets now. While I get the other one in, let me get a bit of insulation. I can't get nothing with this chair. Oh. She goes. Merry Christmas. Soon be Christmas. Soon be Christmas. Okay, what have I just done with that capacitor? Have I just chucked that on the floor? It was right here, literally in front of my face, and now it has gone. Where has it gone to? There's a large blue axial cap running around here somewhere. Anyway, have you all done on your 4? You like the schematics? Trevor's bench. Welcome, Trevor. 15. Yeah, that one's not bad, to be fair. 4.7. 3.6 ohms is a bit high, but it's not mental. Welcome, Trevor. Trevor did a great video on an R600 the other day. I don't know if you've all caught up with that one, but what a journey that was. Certainly broke yourself in the hard way. You're intensively watching, Sean. Still here. Excellent. It's wallpaper in his shed. Shed's coming on very nice, isn't it? So yeah, if you've not caught up with Trevor's video, I would highly recommend you go and watch that. It's a long one. It's a couple hours long, but if you take it in a few bites, you need to take it all in. Shot over a 9-month period, I believe, Trevor. It's not a nice radio to work on, the R600. It's one of the hardest radios over here, really. But I have got some more info, Trevor, if you're interested. If you want to drop me an email, I'll email you over some board layouts and that for that, if you want, mate. If you drop me an email, Trevor. Let's just get you my email address up. If you drop me an email, Trevor, I'll send you over the board layout for that that someone very kindly drew. It was Ron Bryan, I think, that did it. Great great reverse engineering of the module, mate. So it tells you what pot does what, and yeah, very useful info. I just wish I could find that capacitor, because I'm going to have to go and get another one out now. This literally was here a second ago. Drop me an email then, Trevor, and I'll get that sent over to you, mate. Buy the solder sucker. Whoa! Well done, Theo. You deserve a medal for that. Some people get back problems when reading the Kama Sutra. Dear, dear. I tell you what, you don't hear much about that anymore, but back in the day, the Kama Sutra, go into W.H. Smith's, you could get that off the shelves. Tie yourself up in knots reading that. Right. There's that nasty one that came out. So I'll stick that on. It's on the positive, which jumps right over the top of the other one, so let's stick it the right way up. So that one's going in there. It's a crazy way to do it, isn't it? It's literally going piggybacking right over the top of that cap. There's not much room actually. I'm going to have to cut that one back because this is very slightly longer than the other one. Trim that back a little bit. So yeah, I'm a little bit fortunate, Trevor, that I've got a test set that I can test the modules in before I put them back in the radio. You must have took that thing in and out so many times. I think most people would have chucked that in the bin a long time ago. Yeah, not an easy radio to work on, the R600. I've done a few, done quite a few. In fact, probably well into double figures on those. And the R707. Neither are very nice radios to work on. Say command? Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Rich is working on it. Rich said he's working on it, so it could make a reappearance in the future. That just doesn't feel right, does it, going over the top of that cap like that? Okay. I'm still not convinced that any of these are the problem. I know the 220 was a bit, sorry, the 150 was a bit high, and the 220 was a bit high, but it was very poor quality, the signal, and very weak. Weak, distorted, and quiet. Okay, so that's the caps done on that board. We've just got to find where these other ones are. Yeah, I've still got Frankie down here on the floor, I think, actually. Or is he back in the other? No, Frankie's here, look. He's actually here. He's here, Trevor. There is Frankie. So that's got no module, but I can connect a module up to it. So yeah, very useful if you're doing a few, then that is definitely worth doing. Took me a while to wire it all up and work out how it all went, but it was definitely worth it. Old speckled hen, very nice. Thanks, Rob. More beer. I've still got ASMR. Sexual healing song. Extra eyes to find the bits, yeah, and to help me fix stuff as well. Your plans to buy a region tone tube radio. Leah's got problems with his back, arthritis in your lower back vertebrae. Very Shelley proud. Right, let me see what we're doing here. So I think we've only done 3 caps, haven't we? So if I go to the schematic again, we have only done these. Have we done 3 or have we done 4? 1, 2, 3. So we've done a 220. We've done a 150, and we've done a 4, but we haven't done this 4. There's another 4 somewhere. Where's that one to then? Off VR2. Unless it's that tantalum there. See, I can see another tantalum in there. So we've got another 4 in the amplifier. And that's taking that pot down to ground. Off the wiper of VR2. Can't believe I'm sat on my pillow off the bed. Unreal. So, C16, let me have a look at my thing here. C40, C15, C16. Yeah, it's a tantalum, that is. So C16 is a tantalum. So that one should be okay, shouldn't it? I mean, it's not necessarily okay, but it should be all right. I'm pretty sure all the rest of them are tantalums. You've got tantalum there. Got something wrapped up in... What is that wrapped up there? Oh, me. Got something wrapped up in paper here. C10? Like C10 is wrapped up in paper, but I don't think that's... Where's C10 then? C11, 9, 11, 9. C10 up here. 237 picofarads. That's probably a silver mica potentially, because there is a capacitor that's wrapped up in it's wrapped up in masking tape. It does look like a flat one. I do need to get my nose in there and have a look a minute. Well stuck stuff. I'll tell you what, they used some sticky stuff back here, didn't they? No, I can't get that out without destroying it, so I mean it's definitely not an electrolytic anyway. So I'll tell you what, this is not the easiest radio to work on, is it? is really jam-packed in here. Right, let's get you back to the bench. They do go short, the tants. You check C16 anyway? Yeah, I think I did C14, yeah. Which one's C16 then? Let's have a look. Well, C16 is that 4 microfarad in the amplifier, isn't it? I could check that one. How easy is that to get out? Where are you? You're over here somewhere. So it's over it's bridging over the top of a resistor. They really crammed it in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's this little yellow one here with the black cap on it. And it looks like there's a mark to the left, which I assume that's positive on these, but it's over the top of the resistor. I think it's there. Let's take this out and have a look then. Let's take that out and have a look. So the black is to the left, people. So 4 microfarad tantalum. I'm trying to think if the ESR is quite high on tantalums. I think it is higher ESR on tantalums, isn't it? But they're usually a bit more stable than electrolytics. Yeah, 4.2 microfarads with 5.7 ohms ESR, which is high. It is high. The tantalums do tend to be higher. They keep their value till they go short. Well, yeah, that would be the case, Benji, definitely. Now I've got a stash of tantalums, but where the hell have I put it? And can I find it? Oh. Yeah. I do have a stash of tantalums somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. Tantalum is not something I use a lot of because I don't really work on a lot of kit with tantalums in it. But I do have some. Just got to try and remember where. I think they're in this box here. So I'm just going to sit comfortably on the bed a minute. Oh, that's better. I think that's probably okay for a tantalum, but what's the chances of me finding a 4.7 anyway? There's quite a few in there, but I don't think this is all. Oh, it says tipping them all out. Right. I'm sure Mrs. Cruncher will be pleased to see the big box of capacitors in the bedroom now. I'm sure she'll love that. So I've got quite a few tantalums in these little baggies. I bought a big bag of caps. I've got quite a few in here as well, but I'm not sure. 4.7 is not. Was it a 4.7? I think it was, wasn't it? C16. 4, wasn't it? Yeah, 4. So we need to find a 4.7 ideally. 10 at 16. What's that there? 0.1. 10, loads of 10 at 16s. That's probably the most common value, isn't it? Another 10 at 16. 10 at 16. 0.1. 10 at 16. 0.1. 10 at 16. 10 at 16. No, these are all 10 at 16s, I think, in here, most of them. It probably is, but it's a needle in a haystack, really. What's those little blue ones down there? 0.1s. 10 at 25 volts, 0.1, 10 at 16. I'll tell you what, I've got hundreds of 10 at 16. 0.1s. Now these are all 10 at 16s and 0.1s. I don't think there's any in that bag. So look what's in here then. 22s. Oh, hang on, 4.7. Is that right? 4.7, 16 volts. Right, let's try one of these then. 4.7. It's amazing what you got. It's going to be high ESR again. Yeah, see, 3.1. I mean, it's not as high, is it? What was that one? Yeah, probably one of these would be better then. But which side do you think is positive? Is it the one with the blip on it? I don't think my schematic gives, well, the schematic does, but the negative goes to the ground rail. So which is the ground rail? Let's have a look. So the positive goes to there. And that's the ground. Okay, so I can see which way around it is. So let's stick a new one in because that is fairly high ESR, but they do tend to be a bit higher. So positive is that way. Positive to the wiper. Cool. Bloody hell. How on earth did they get that in there before? Got you. Gotcha. Got it. Well, let's hope that's the right way around anyway. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like it is. We're just going to go for it. With my hair then. Let's just check that this is ground then. Make sure I've got them the right way around. Let's go into continuity. So that's ground there. Yeah, it's the right way around. Okay. So it begs the question, doesn't it, whether the other tantalums are any good, but... Oh, wire's come off there, that's nice of it. Right, now we had one of these wires just broken off of here, isn't it? That one. That one. Jumped off of there. Let's just reconnect that. Okay, right. We could do with squirting the volume pot because that was horrible, and probably that switch as well at the same time. Let's get my cap stash out of the way. Good old tantalums. Put them back where they came from. Do the pots on it. Don't know what that was, but it's on the floor now. Oh. And I'm down. I'm supposed to go to work tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Fun, fun, fun. Tantalum fireworks. Don't say that. A couplet. Don't know what that is. Dance in your pants. Is it fixed yet? I don't know, Sean. I don't know. You sound like you're making noises. Like, yeah, thanks, Sean. Thanks for that. I am. Feel like a cripple at the moment. Oh. Okay, let me think here. Let me think, Graham. What are we doing then? We need to turn that desoldering thing off because we don't need that. We need a bit of Servasol for the switch. We need a bit of deoxit for the pot. And we need to brush the rubbish off that switch. I've just sprayed the wrong stuff in there now. It shouldn't matter really. Sprayed fader lube in the switch. So we'll power it up out of the case. I think we can do that. That's no problem. Well, that's the switch cleaner done. Let's go in with the deoxin to the... because that one was pretty mucky, that one. Oh, there's me squirting it in the back there, and I can see right inside the pot. That feels better already. Much better. Right. So look then. Let's hook her back up. There's loads of little tiny things come out everywhere here. What's in there? Something's hiding in there. What is that? That's that. No, chuck that away then. Right, let's have a clear up. Let's get everything out of the way and let's see if it's done anything. We shall see. Very weird little radio, isn't it? But very nice of Ken to send it on to me for a play. Aerial trimmer. We might have to tweak that one because that's very random. So I think there wasn't one capacitor that stood out as being extremely bad. They were all just fairly bad. So whether that, like four bads, you know, 4 marginal ones equals bad, I don't know. Let's connect back up again then. Okay. Find my leads. Power. Positive and negative. Right, where did I put that speaker? Over here. It's John's speaker from last week that, well, I've changed both of them, but one of them was absolutely shot. I'm assuming this is the good one. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be. So this is a 4 ohm speaker. So white is positive, but it doesn't really matter. Just don't want the positive to touch the what's his name. Right, let's get the aerial back up. So this is only a long wire aerial, so it's not really going to be very good for long wave. Should be alright for medium wave though. Zimmer frame funds. He's a sod, isn't he? He really is. Who is that man? Zimmer frame. I could have done. Joking aside, I could have done with one of them yesterday. I tell you. To get around, it was that bad. Okay, right, where's my little spindle? Let's get our little neon up so we can see it. Fire in the hole. It works. Doesn't sound right, does it? There's just no... Oh, hello. We've got a loose joint here somewhere. We've got a joint...
Got it now, they're playing it down towards Joel again. Goes up to try and bring the ball down. He's got the ball, there's Hurley's flying. The possession is still in Kilkenny's direction. Coming on to it now is Paddy Deegan. Stephen right through the middle. Doing the hand pass off to his right hand side. Joel is there firing again. And off the goal. He saw Paddy Deegan. Paddy Deegan could have taken an easy score, but head down, straight down the throat of the Cork defence, and Cork were at...
It's this polarity switch, I think. I think it's the polarity switch is dirty. I think it's this polarity switch here. Assuming that's what it is. I think it's that was dirty. It shouldn't be now. Just try that again.
Family car. 23.ie. Car insurer in Ireland. You can spend more time remembering the 3.ie.
Yeah, that's definitely the polarity switch.
Period. T's and C's apply based on comparative research from 22. 123 Money Limited trading as 123.ie is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland. RSA Insurance Ireland DAC provides 123.ie car insurance.
Hi, Adam Harris here from As I
So
Am,
that is the light working now. I don't know if you can see that or not down here.
And we're asking you to put on your walking shoes and join us for our Same Chance Walk for Autism in Belmont Domain in Greystones. The Same Chance Walk is a great way to show your support by helping to raise much needed funds for our work with autistic children, families and adults. We all deserve the same.
I'm a Mary's fan. It's quite frequent for readers that they can't get enough of him. So in a way it doesn't matter so much, but some of the...
It's actually quite good reception.
Now sadly we have to say that the final novels are to some extent variations on the theme. The theme is so compelling and so mesmeric that it tugs you in. So in this last book, Maria
So that sits in underneath there.
it's a small stock of obsessions, I think, as he does throughout the majority of his fiction. You know, the treacherous workings of memory, the
That was it.
unknowability of others. To me, these people have to get to the things police do in Buenos Aires. Otherwise,
There's a Meadows talked about feel-good factor, bonding with the fans, bonding with the players, etc. And unfortunately, things that on, a really strong qualification campaign. He has a magnificent track record. And everyone's looking forward to the game. There's huge excitement around this game.
It's a step up tonight as well, Jim, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Finland at Windsor Park is an entirely different proposition to San Marino.
Oh,
where we
yes.
play them, so...
Doug, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, they have to play better. There's no doubt about that, Fletch. And they will. I believe they will. And again, the group, we all felt that Denmark were going to... So that's a real throw up in terms of the group, but they will play better. I think they have the nucleus of a still a core group. If you're missing the Evans brothers, are missing Dallas is missing. There's no Stevie Davis at the moment, and
That is done. It was that switch. I mean, probably all along, to be fair. But it's not knackered now. So let's put it back in its housing then. Let's wrap it up back in its housing. Because it is very sensitive. I can't believe how well that's picking up, actually. God knows how. So we can scrape the wax out of that. No, they've actually soldered, I think they've soldered across that aerial trimmer. But yes, that polarity switch was dodgy. As well as everything else, mind you, but that was the issue all along. All that ripping and tearing, look. See if we can get the thing back in now. That's the trick. Ganesh, how are you? No worries, Neil. Thanks for dropping in, mate. Good to see you. Oh, it definitely would have helped, Aaron, yeah, without a doubt. It would have improved the audio, for sure. Then we had the bezel. And will that go one way or will it go both ways? It's got to go that way up. Together with its spacers. So this is going to be fun. Once again, I've got everything everywhere on my... Ugh. Yeah. You know. It'll get better. It's getting better already, so I certainly wouldn't have been able to do a live stream yesterday, so that shows you how quick it is getting better. It's good news because I do need to go back to work tomorrow. So, will this screw in or not? No, of course it won't screw in. That one is. This one isn't though. Why isn't that one screwing in properly? There it goes. The eustachian? To be fair, once you've got that front panel off, you could do all the trimming, etc. No problem. It is an interesting little thing though, isn't it? I've never seen anything like it before. Never known anything like it. Assume the plastic, that bit must have gone there and then that bit there. I assume. Just like that. So we'll treat this to a bit of a clean off. Don't go lifting any. It's my hip, not my back, really. Don't go lifting any RSJs, no. But I won't be lifting too much this week, to be fair. So, well, I could do, but I don't want to. Unfortunately, my job does involve lifting, which is a bit of a pain. But so I'm just going to give this a bit of a wipe over because it is pretty grimy in the corners, look. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a shame it's cracked, but that looks a bit nicer. Let's give it a wipe off. Yeah, I'll certainly lift stuff the right way. That's not the issue. The issue was just repetitive lifting. It's just thrown up a weak spot in my hip. Yeah, that's a bit better. Actually, let's clean this in here as well. We're at it. What a quirky little thing, though, isn't it? What a quirky little thing. I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. So if anyone's interested in it, you have to let me know. But it's very nice of Ken to send it over for us to have a look at on the stream today. Some of the print used water-based paint. We're good. Yeah, this doesn't want to go in very nicely. Be really careful because it's literally hanging on by a thread there. I think that's it in. Stream elements. Aaron, what have you done? Caps lock. Bionic hips. Oh, you got the caps lock on, Aaron, unfortunately. It's got you. Character. Yeah, it is. Many years of being in the sun. Other knob was actually holding the faceplate, yeah. Oh, actually, I don't know if that'll go in now. I've got the thing in, will it? It might do. So we need Rolf to cast us a new knob, don't we? That's what we need. That bloody thing's got to go in first, doesn't it? Oh, come on, though. Please come out now. I knew that would happen. That one comes out, but this one does not want to come out. Last time I yanked it out, I yanked the whole thing out, didn't I? I wonder if that goes in after, you know. Don't know if I got that the right way round. Yeah, got to be, because that paper would just fall in there else, wouldn't it? Right, let's put this knob in first this time. This is so damn fragile, this is a problem. Scary. This is harder than it looks. Bloody thing. Come on. Thank you, Mick, for the hip replacement fund. Don't go saying that. I don't want one of those. Yeah, we don't really want no hip replacement. Can we have a brain replacement fund as well? That's what we need. Brain replacement. Thanks, Rob. And a finger. Yeah. Right. This has got to go together in a certain order, I think. That's got to go on. That's got to go on. That goes in like that. That one's got to go in there. Like that. Nope. Cool. Got you, swine. Jesus. Got it. That wasn't easy, was it? Let's use our Robert's knob for now. And let's give it a final whirl. There she is, our little Courier. It's a diddy little thing, isn't it? So there you are, sat in your Ford Cortina, or your was it Austin, Anglia? Back in the 70s, or your Hillman Imp, Hillman Avenger maybe, Vauxhall Viva Mark 1. HA Viva, I think, wasn't it? It was HA, and then I think they do an HB and an HC, I think. So I know the old Viva vans we used to have were HAs. There she blows. Now we should be able to get Derek's thingamajiggeroo in, shouldn't we? Let's see if I can get up again. Ay, 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 ay. Ooh, yeah. Let's get Derek's transmitter. Little transmitter are in. Let's find my phone. Oh, Christ. And they fell off the chair then. And they fell off the chair then. Million ship Morris Minor. Reela. Yeah, I did have your pictures there, but they haven't come through for some reason. Martin. Stuck on my iCloud drive as well to bring them through, but they didn't come across. Oh, okay, I can get them up. I can get them up. So Martin very kindly sent me over some pictures earlier. So look, and this is another version of the same radio by the looks of it, just rebadged. So this is a Reela. Is it the same? And it's not the same. It's not the same. Looks like you've got a knob missing off that one as well. It looks like there was a little something in there for trimming the aerial then. In that one. Oh, there is the knob there. Yeah, I was just looking at the wrong angle. So this is the one that you popped on in place of it. Volume and stations. See, this has got a volume and tune on it. Yeah, thanks very much for sending those over, Martin. Another interesting little radio. You're using Derek's transmitter. Singer Chamois Sport, 105 with an 850. Yeah, didn't they do was it an imp stiletto? Was it? They did a Triumph Herald as well, didn't they? That was a mental one. They did a mental Triumph Herald, I think. What was that called? It was a special version Herald, wasn't there? I don't think it was called a Vitesse. That's it. Triumph Vitesse. So let's make sure we're all set to go again. We're not shorted out anywhere.
Ukraine over a day. Well, some of the people that were based in Ukraine over
right.
to get to the UK, having to go by overnight train because there are no flights.
So we're on medium wave.
To the nearest Polish airport, then the Polish airport. Uncertainty with the fact that Ukraine have got a new squad and a new manager, so we don't exactly know how he's going to set up, tactically in game. He's gone for a few maybe unorthodox selections. Ruslan Malinovsky on the right, Sudakov getting his first start in the middle. So it's going to be an interesting time, and obviously, as you say, they're not going to meet up until June next, and potentially they could have a new manager because Serhii Rebrov, the former West Ham
Dolomite sprint though,
is being the favourite that Ukraine want to permanently give the job to, but he's currently in the United Arab Emirates and has a club commitment, so he won't be ready until the summer. So it's all kind of up in the air, and I think Ukraine, the best thing they can do is just cope with everything one step at a time, which is something that they've been doing now for the past 13 months.
Andrew, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.
That's Andrew Todos giving us insight into the Ukraine team and just what they've had to go through to be abundantly this evening for this Euro 2024 qualifier. You can hear Three Lions blasting out in the background, which also always takes you back to big days and big nights for England.
Sounds all right, actually, doesn't it?
And if they could win tonight, England,
thanks, Danish.
Favourites to do exactly that in the circumstances with Ukraine. 6 out of 6 against the two best teams in the group to kick it off. It puts you in a fantastic position early on in the campaign.
Yeah, it's the ideal scenario that you'd look at to win. Squad of players, and I think that we should.
What's this? 750 kilohertz, 400 meters.
Quotes from Gareth Southgate, Dion. He's been asked about, and he said he's been training. Longevity in the England team. When England have a...
It's going to be around here.
Gets asked to do at Leicester.
Yeah, just work on it.
That's not always natural, is it? That's not always. It's not a think it is, but it's not always natural.
If you
It's working hellish well.
do naturally flex, you wouldn't do that much, to be honest with you.
I think you're talking about me personally, are you?
No. I think Maddison's got so much more to his game. He does get in great positions. His passing ability is great. His footballing vein is very good as well. Like I've said before about many players, he can create.
So I've got all shielded wires here.
You have to contribute defensively, get in those positions, and help your midfield out.
And I think it's interesting, don't you, that that's exactly what Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, and he's had to do.
Incredible man, Roger. Anthology of quality, classical albums, it was a very different sort of taste to those that my friend
Whiskey is first member of that club, and we really appreciate it.
That's it there, I think.
Dave LeBlanc has also shown his Danny in the show, and he sends out a lovely message saying, "Hey guys and girls, just sent a few shillings your way. Thanks for all you do. I've enjoyed your podcast." And he thinks he's listened first time on episode 226. I look forward to every fortnight. Keep up the great work. That's Dave, Kilo Foxtrot 7, Juliet Alpha Foxtrot. Now, Winston and Dave's donations, along with the monthly subscriptions, keeps your show advert-free, and they're a very valuable part of our system here, where rather than taking the advertising...
I'm picking up hum from the phone here. Trouble is I can't see if I can get a better signal in it. Yes, crackling Rosie. Can't do that, can we? Yes, I know you don't like it. Let's put this ICQ podcast back on again.
ICQ podcast episode number 399, Hamzilla 2023. Well, hello and welcome, fellow Amateur Radio enthusiasts, to this, our 399th episode of the ICQ Amateur Radio podcast. 100 Club member Winston Lawrence, KD2 Whiskey Lima Lima, and also Michael Rosenberg, N9 Yankee
Job
Bravo,
done.
Gary Bridges, Whiskey Alpha Zero Victor Mike Victor, and of course our monthly and subscription donors.
Oh yeah, how are you?
In this episode we joined Martin, M1RB, Dan, Kilo Bravo 6
Hi, Ben.
uniform, Karen, Kilo Delta 2 Golf Uniform Tango, and Edmund Mike 0 Mike November Golf to discuss latest amateur ham radio news. Myself, Colin M6 BOY, rounds up the news in brief, and this episode's feature is looking back on Hamzilla 2023, and we have interviews with CCOM regarding their new 23 SEMS antenna, and an update.
It is, yeah, you're right, Joe.
SDR Connect. Well, as always, it's your very kind donations that keep us running, and it's great when you show the value you get from the show by helping us out with our running costs. So our ICQ podcast for 100 Club member Winston Lawrence, KD2 Whiskey Lima Lima, is the first person we'd like to thank. You can still take part in this special donation level just by visiting icqpodcast.com/donate and saying get yourself mentioned as a special donor.
Good enough to be inside no banger car.
In the next episode. Now we also got some one-off donations of Michael Rosenberg in November.
What we need to find is some
from Mike, so thanks a lot, Mike, for doing it for us. And Gary Bridges, Whiskey Alpha Zero Victor Mike Victor, also sent us off a one-off donor as well, so thank you very much, guys, for doing that.
I think we can get away with this one. This is just some stuff that we previously done. There's no interference on that, really, is there? Oh, that was the one that sounds like the funeral march, wasn't it? I think these are all royalty free because they're so old. That's the speaker. Straight out of John's Grundig. Oh. Speaker's not great, to be fair. Sounds right though, doesn't it? Have I digitised a shell sound tape? No, I haven't. No. Should do, shouldn't I? There you are. There you are, people. We'll have a quick chat and then I'm going to knock it on the head because I really do need to rest up here. Otherwise I ain't going to be able to get to work tomorrow. I'm a bit high up, aren't I? I need to be down here, really. Let's cut me head off. Cut me head off. Have I got the theme from Brideshead Revisited? I don't know. Probably. Is that an old one though? So there we are. It's working. And what I didn't notice was the light actually. The light doesn't seem to do a lot, really, does it? I don't really know what the light's supposed to light up, but there is a sort of glimmer there, but you don't really light anything up as such. I can see it's lit in behind, but I don't know what it's supposed to be lighting up. Anyway, it is working. It's working. All right, Rob. Cheers, mate. I'm going to knock it on the head now, Rob, so you'll be plenty of time to do your Zoom. Me and my Uppo put a 3-litre Essex V6 in a Chevette. It didn't like corners. I had a 3-litre V6 in my Capri, actually, Russie. That didn't like corners either. 2-litre inline 6, was it not? What, the Vitesse? I don't know, but it was a monster thing, wasn't it? It used to go like a rocket. Yeah. The Bugatti Chiron prototype clocked 304 mile an hour. Jesus, what? Mental. Yeah, I did that in the end, Derek. Just catching up with the chat. Dracula Danish. Is that a Dracula one, is it? It's a diddy little thing, isn't it? It's a nice little bit of kit, that. Thanks, Theo. Thanks, Matambly. Yeah, it's not been comfortable, to be fair, but as I say, I did say that I wouldn't be long. I could have Sean there. Am I thinning on the top of my head? I don't think there's a. I'm not balding yet, Sean, but you can have a good look when I see you, mate. That's your forte, that, mate. You are the man for looking at that sort of thing. Dids, no finger dids. I've only got left a Ringwood Razorback. That's all I've got left. But I've had the Abbott. I've had the Abbott today, Dids. Cheers, Timothy. It's working. Yeah, it is working. It's working well. Cheers, Derek. A bit ass happy. You fancy that one as well, Chris, do you? No worries, mate. Cheers, Aaron. Thanks. Gia, how you doing, mate? The only British car you had. The VX 2300. That was a 6-cylinder as well, I believe. That was it wasn't a V6. It was like an angled 6-cylinder because I had one of those in a Bedford van, Gia. That went like the clappers. Thanks, Martin. Cheers, Ben. Hot bath, no Kenny G, though. Kenny G? Well, that's it for today, people. Been a shorter one today, but still 5 o'clock, look, isn't it? It's still 5 o'clock, so done 3 hours. I was only going to do a couple, so I made it. I made it through. And we got the radio working. Give it a clean up. It's actually looking quite nice now. It's a natty little thing, isn't it? Yeah, interesting. It's quite weighty as well. It's well made. It is well made. Very clever how they squeezed all that into there. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, I did have some earlier, Doug, before I came on, so it's not too bad. I got some better stuff than that. It was 4-cylinder. The 6 was in the Vector. Oh, it's a 4-cylinder gear, was it? Okay. Anyway, that's it for today, people. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much for the super chats and the PayPal tips. And thanks again to my Patreons. I've not put a lot on Patreon this week because I just haven't been well enough. But I will be putting some stuff out there next week. I've nearly done John's radio cassette, so hopefully that'll get done this week. I've just got to do the power supply caps, and I'll look at the caps in the stereo section as well. But I think that's pretty much done now. Cheers, Christoph. Boys in blue are there now, are they? Benji's got things going on. Right. Anyway, people, have a good week, and I shall see you next Sunday, if not before. Bye for now.